This month, we gave out the parcels to all of those that participated. And when they went to take the young boy back that was quite far off the road, they didn't encounter any of his family. And so they left him with his things. And he received a call from the grandmother. And she was so emotionally grateful for receiving this small little package of soap and food that it was very heartfelt, and also in such a way that she was almost calling Jossefa International like the fathers now of this boy, that the way that they have cared for him and taking care of him. And so he said even for him, it then made him emotional that just after this one simple act of giving soap and food, that they were so emotional by this. He's saying that, you know, he's considering on one of the meetings to invite a family member to join so that they can actually see what their family members are listening to, how they're encouraged. We see them being encouraged. We see the smiles on their faces. We see the change in their appearance. And so we want their families to also be a part of that.
Estamos a ver uma alegria total para a vida deles.
It's very strange. This was the exact thing that Morgan and I were just talking about, of getting a representative from the family or from the community so that they can now be a part of them and they kind of walk this journey with them. So whether it's a representative from the church, representative of their family, I kind of would like it to be somebody that's outside of the family. That's somebody else besides those that work with us that can, okay, when it's on the day that they come, you help get this person to the road. You help get this person ready to come and you come with them to the place. So for example, if we start including those that are blind, they're going to need assistance. So how do we do that? And so her idea was like, get that buddy system together along the way. And I find it interesting that I haven't even had a chance to tell Jossefa about that. And he's already kind of like thinking along that line.
Ok. Desculpa, mamá estaba me chamar, estava dizendo qualquer coisa. Então quer ligar bomba, meu lugar tem bomba de água, quer ligar corrente para encher lá. Posso ligar aqui?
Sim, pode, não tem problema. He's like, his wife's calling him. He's got to go plug in the pump. She needs water.
Priorities.
Yeah, he's like, can I go?
É porque eu senti ao lado de onde tem o hospital de ligar bomba. Então ela veio de janela lá à frente da janela. Não tem água.
She's like, we don't have water. I love it. So,
ok, desculpa. Isso é verdade. Obrigado por essa ideia. E o que nós estamos a pensar agora.
They want to begin with the family because the families are who's actually living with those that are disabled. So they want to start with the family and also give some encouragement to the families of how to care for those that are disabled and to remind them this is not just some animal that you're living with. This is a person and that they are special and they are loved, and here's ways that you can help to care for them. And I think it's a good idea.
I think that makes a lot of sense because while you want to include the community as well, I think there's got to be some measure of exhaust within the family, because if they're caring for this person who has not just extra needs and assistance needs, but also that negative mindset. Mm-hmm. So that means that negative mindset can also spill out into the people that are caring for them. So I think to spread that love and that ministry and discipleship within the family can help grow beyond that. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Sim, isso é verdade. E outra coisa que estava a esquecer, no Porto.
At the last, now the district for the Wesleyan Church, because he pastors a Wesleyan church, the district superintendent and the churches are now finding out that we don't just have Reach for Life, we also have program for those that are disabled. And what's happening now is at the last district meeting, they gave Jossefa 15 minutes to kind of talk about how the church should be treating people that are disabled and how they can include them in the services and give them some sort of a responsibility as a part of the service or in caring for the church to make them feel a part of it. And just in ways of treating people, those that are disabled. And what happened from that is that the district superintendent was so pleased with the project that we were including the disabled, has now given Jossefa more time at the next meeting coming up.
Gostaram muito e espero que próximas vezes vamos ter mais tempo de falar com os pastores.
So I love the fact that when Jossefa and I were starting this thing of like, Jossefa, I have this idea. What do you think? And he goes, oh my goodness, we need this. And it became this thing of like, where do we start? What do we do? And realizing that there was no response by the church. There was nothing that the church was doing to care for those that were disabled. And not that it needed to be this special thing, but the problem was we had completely like ostracized them. We had completely separated them out without even knowing it. And so how do we then begin to pull them back in and helping the church recognize you have a group of people here that you're forgetting about. We need to include them. We need to remind them that these are people, these are humans, they are valued, they are special to God. And I love that the church's response now is like, we need this, we need the training, we want this, we want them to be included. And I feel like that's also going to give not just our projects, but that's going to give the church such a way of reaching out to more people in their area. Because again, if the church isn't responding to these issues, the witch doctors, somebody is. So
Yes.
we have to.
That's the good news. Do you know why I'm asking you to translate what she's saying? It's because you are not speaking in the same way. Sometimes she's like, vovosu. Eu estou a entender seu inglês,
Yeah.
mas ela tá gramática pesada.
Yeah.
A linguagem.
Chega da outra pessoa. He's saying, he says, I often understand you when you speak, but he says, when Michelle goes to talk in English, I don't understand her. and I said, but it's also the difference. I said, we've worked together so long that I speak differently in English when I talk with them. But more importantly, we understand the nuances because we've worked together so long. I said, it's the same thing. You could talk in Shangaan. I'll understand what you're saying. May not respond in Shangaan, but I'll get what you're saying. And it's the difference then, but you add somebody else in that speaks Shangaan and I'm like, what? And or I always say that I don't understand a couple different types of Shangaan. Angry Shangaan, so when somebody's mad, they yell and they scream and they talk really fast. And I don't understand drunken Shangaan because like they slur all their speech.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Yes. And the other thing I don't understand is toothless Shangaan.
Yeah.
So you'll have women that get up and they don't have any front teeth. Well, in Shangaan, there's a lot of whistles like shoshi and shiluleshi and kwashi.
Oh.
And so they whistle. And so when you don't have teeth, you like, what did you say? Everything sounds like a big whistle. And he's like,
Okay.
That must get very confusing.
Yeah. So, para continuar sobre os sentimentos
an older lady that's been coming. She was very encouraged after their visit. So what's happening now is this, when they go, not only of this time of meeting together, that they're encouraged, but then when they go to visit their homes, they're becoming more excited and encouraged and showing their happiness. Because what's happening is that when Jossefa and Ernesto go and visit these ladies, they note things that are going on around the homes. And so this one particular lady, they noticed that her bathroom needed some renovations and needed some upkeep. And so they phoned her children and said, hey, go and check on your mom. Go and check on what's going on. Your mother's bathroom, it needs to be rehabilitated. Go and spend time with her. And what happened from that is now they're coming. now they're coming and checking in on their mom. And Josepha's going, so this woman who was now left by her family, it's not just that she's being encouraged, her whole family's being encouraged. The guys are actually being out there and saying, hey, by the way, you have a mom here. You need to come and you need to check on her, spend time with her, talk with her, and help her out and redo her bathroom, take care of things. And I love this too, because this is where if you and I, Michelle, were to go do that, it could be very offensive, where they're a part of the culture. They know how to handle these things so well. And so they can go in and speak directly to the families without it becoming an offense, but to say, hey, you've got a mom and she's a wonderful lady. Go and check on her. It's like almost like being held accountable.
Yes.
Y otra cosa que yo quiero dizer,
he's saying that one of the things that's happened through this project, he said, us that are here, you guys that I see, and then those that are behind the scenes with Unitas, we're now considered to be heroes for these families. Because he said, only now we've started giving like the soaps and the parcels and food and everything. He said that's not why we're considered to be heroes. We're considered to be heroes because we're going and we're giving them a hug and we're putting our arms around them and we're loving on them. And that is what makes us a hero. So for these families that we're helping, it's not about the goods that we're giving. It's about us coming closer and giving them a hug.
Wow. And caring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Eu sei que dia
someday his hope is that God will open the door, that we're able to go and participate and encourage these people, not just from behind the scenes like we're doing, but that God will actually open the door, that we can go there. And he said the plan for the next meeting is it's going to be different. We're letting them, one of them is going to be the MC, and they're going to participate in the program, and they're going to help lead the program. And so we're going to also sit back and let them start leading and going about it. And I love that.
That's so cool. And that's going to feel so amazing and empowering for them and uplifting that they get to have their voice be heard, that what they think, what they want to share, just having any sort of role in speaking or in how the meeting goes or in how to speak to one another or encourage one another, that's going to be amazing to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Eu sei que ainda não temos
It's interesting because they gave out Ernesto's number to all of those that are disabled so that they can contact him and the families can contact him. And now we're getting more and more people that are saying, hey, we have someone here, one of our children, would love to participate. They'd love to be a part of this. They need encouraged. We want to destroy that environment and that mindset that they've had of the past and help them move forward. And I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Nós vamos dia convidar o nosso chefe de comunidade para participar.
He's hoping that at some of the community meetings, as the word is calling out, that at like just a community meeting that takes place with community leaders, that they will give him time to also talk about caring for the disabled in the community.
Não tenho mais pergunta.
I'm also very grateful for this program because he said, I have been shocked at some of the conditions that these people are living in. And, for even myself to learn and grow and how they're to be treated, and to know that I'm helping them out. He said it's been very, very good for me also.
Muito obrigado. Uma das coisas, aquela mamãe
Mama Isabel is a lady that I would buy produce from there at the entrance into Fidel Castro. And I've known her for years. I would always buy lettuce from her. She had the best lettuce. And when we're including her daughter in the project, her daughter is Fina. And, the woman was just saying, how do I say thank you to Mama Raquel? Like, how do I really do that? And they're learning also how to support her because they're very grateful for us to be helping her out and helping out her daughter during this time. He said that she's going to be having an operation down in Maputo. He doesn't want to go into it too deep, on the recording, but they're going to be, she's going to be having an operation down in Maputo. And so we'll see from there, but this is where I love it, that it's not just the person saying thank you right now, it's the families of the people saying thank you.
That must feel like such an amazing layer of not just support for the families, but for them to see their loved ones be loved.
Yeah. All right, Michelle, anything else?
That is it. Thank you guys both for everything, for your time. Thank you, Jossefa, for all that you guys are doing and orchestrating and just loving on these people.
Yeah.
Obrigado também a vocês. Estamos muito felizes por vos ver e parece estiver aqui perto de mim.
He says, it's thank you for your words, and then he also said, it's always good for me to see you and to talk with you because it's like then we're working close together. So he said, I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's great too. And thank you, Mama Raquel, Master Translator.
Yeah. Perfect. Jossefa?
Okay.
Yeah. Para tudo, até a próxima vez, né?
Tá bem. Obrigado.
Tá bem. Tchau, tchau.